This video was sponsored by Jump Ichiban. Jump Ichiban is an online retailer that sells Dragon Ball figures, CDs, DVDs, card games, and so much more. When buying on their website, you can find exclusive Dragon Ball figures straight out of Japan that get delivered extremely fast. And I'm not talking just Dragon Ball either. If you're into One Piece, My Hero Academia, or others, they sell all of them. And if there are items that you don't see listed on their website, you can reach out to their passionate team to help find specialized items just for you. The best part about Jump Ichiban is their loyalty program where you get cash back on every order. If you're not interested in the cash back, then you can save today using my discount code MatchesPeaches10 to get 10% off of your first order. If you want to continue to use their service and support me, you can use my other discount code MatchesPeaches5 to get 5% off of every future order afterwards. So go check out Jump Ichiban and get your collection growing. Thank you very much for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the video. What's up guys, Matt back again, and this is the latest Dragon Ball Ichiban Kuji, Dragon Ball Daima Part 2. And in today's video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the entire set. Today, we're focusing on Prize A, the Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku Mini from the Masterlies line. First off, let's talk about why Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Daima is a big deal. Originating from Dragon Ball GT, Super Saiyan 4 was a fan-favorite transformation that brought a new level of intensity and nostalgia. Its inclusion in Daima, a newer series, ties back to the Dragon Ball legacy, exciting both new viewers and longtime fans. The Super Saiyan 4 form with its red fur and primal energy stands out as a unique and powerful transformation in the Dragon Ball universe. It's a nod to the past while pushing the narrative forward in Daima. Now, if you're new here, you might be wondering, what are Masterlies figures? Masterlies is a line of highly detailed premium figures known for their accurate representation of characters from various anime series. These figures are not just toys, but they're works of art that capture the essence of the characters that they represent. The attention to detail in Masterlies figures sets them apart from other collectible lines, making them a favorite among enthusiasts. And this marks the second dedicated Dragon Ball Daima Ichiban Kuji set. The first set, released in November 2024, received mixed reactions from us fans. Some praised the innovative designs and new characters, while others felt it didn't quite live up to the high standards set by previous Dragon Ball Ichiban Kuji sets. Today, we'll see if this new set can address those concerns and deliver something special. The anticipation for the second set is quite high, especially with the inclusion of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This figure is a first for the Masterlies line and the first Super Saiyan 4 figure in the Daima series. While fans eagerly await the adult form in the upcoming Omnibus Cross set, let's zoom in on this mini version. Starting with the likeness, this figure is simply stunning. Goku's facial expression captures the intensity of the anime as he unleashes a Kamehameha. The paintwork on his face is impeccable, with a twinkle in his eyes that adds character and authenticity. The line work is exquisite, detailing everything from the wrinkles in his brow to the sculpting of his mouth and teeth. And let's not forget his hair. The intricate sculpt and texturing are a perfect match to the anime. The level of detail in this figure is a testament to the skill and dedication of the artists behind Masterlies. The rest of Goku's sculpt is just as impressive. He's posed dynamically, firing a Kamehameha, which is a rare pose for Goku in the Masterlies line, oddly enough. His oversized hands are true to the Daima style, and the textured fur adds depth to the figure. Now, there are some minor deviations near his shoulders, but they don't detract from the overall impact of the figure. His pants and shoes are detailed with folds and creases, adding realism. And the dynamic pose and attention to detail make this figure a standout piece in any collection. From the initial photos, I did have some concerns about Goku's paint job, but this figure exceeds expectations. The matte finish with subtle shading on his skin and pants gives him a premium look. The fur and hair are highlighted with a mix of reds and magentas, making them really stand out. This approach makes the Daima Super Saiyan 4 design pop more than the original GT version, which had black hair. The paint application is a crucial aspect of what makes this figure so appealing. It's not just about the colors, but it's also about how they're applied to bring the character to life. As a mini Goku, he's on the smaller side at about 5 inches, but he's perfectly scaled for the child form and will fit nicely into any Daima or broader Dragon Ball collection. The size might be small, but the impact is huge. In conclusion, this Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku minifigure has blown me away. My initial fears of underdelivery following the mixed reception of the first Daima set were quickly silenced upon unboxing this gem. It's my favorite figure in the set and a must-have for any Daima or Dragon Ball enthusiast. The level of detail, the dynamic pose, and the vibrant colors all come together to create a figure that truly captures the essence of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Whether you're a longtime collector or new to the world of Dragon Ball, this figure is a must-have. We're diving deep into Prize B, the incredible Masterlies E-Moving Goku Mini, featuring not just one, but two iconic transformations, Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3. Let's unpack why this figure is a collector's dream and a must-have for any Dragon Ball enthusiast. First off, let's talk about what makes this figure so unique. This is the only Son Goku minifigure on the market right now that showcases both Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 collectively. What makes it even more significant is that it's our first ever Super Saiyan 2 Goku figure in the Masterlies line. Fans have been eagerly awaiting a Super Saiyan 2 Goku figure for quite some time now, and while many might have hoped for an adult version, this mini Daima form is still a fantastic addition to any collection. Personally, I would love to see an adult Super Saiyan 2 Daima Goku, but this mini version from Daima is a wonderful surprise. I do hope Bandai takes note of the fans' desires and brings us more Super Saiyan 2 figures of both Goku and Vegeta, not just from Dragon Ball Z, but also capturing all of Goku's transformations from Daima as an adult. Imagine if we get the iconic Super Saiyan 4 transformation sequence in figure form. It would be absolutely legendary. Now, let's zoom in on the Super Saiyan 2 head of this figure. The detail is simply phenomenal. You can see the bolding not only around the outside of his eyes, but also around his pupils, giving it that intense, battle-ready look that Super Saiyan 2 is known for. Now, my figure did have a minor quality control issue with a bit of paint around the eyes, but it's very minimal and only noticeable if you scrutinize it very closely. I'm so impressed with this figure that I plan to expand my collection with another E-moving Goku and Vegeta to properly display all of their forms. The facial detail on Goku's Super Saiyan 2 head is superb. His frown is painted and sculpted cleanly, and I love the accentuating line work under his eyes that adds more detail and character to the figure. And let's not forget the hair. The sculpt accurately reflects Goku's slightly different hairstyle when he's in Super Saiyan 2, capturing the essence of this powerful transformation beautifully. Now let's shift our focus to the Super Saiyan 3 head. It's just as stunning as the Super Saiyan 2 head, if not more. One thing you might notice is that this figure doesn't have the characteristic black pupils within the greenish blue of Goku's eyes. In the anime, Goku does feature the black pupils immediately after transforming into Super Saiyan 3, but they disappear by the next episode, leaving just the pure greenish blue. This was also seen in GT with Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku and with Gotenks in Dragon Ball Z. Interestingly, Vegeta's Kid Super Saiyan 3 figure retains pupils, which is a bit of a mystery, but we'll talk about him soon. This is all to say that the eyes on this figure are accurate to the source material and also feature the same meticulous care with the accentuating lines around his hairless eyebrows and under his eyes. They're beautifully bolded, enhancing the sinister look of the Super Saiyan 3 transformation and making it pop. Goku's Super Saiyan 3 hair is crafted exceptionally well with plenty of texturing. The hair molds from a sculpting and painting perspective on both heads of this Goku remind me a lot of Vegeta's hair from Dragon Ball Memories, showcasing the high quality of Bandai's work. Moving on to the sculpt of the figure, it's truly remarkable. Many of us speculated that this figure might reuse the body from the original Goku Daima figure from the first Daima set, but it looks like Bandai opted to give Goku and Vegeta completely new sculpts for this release. You can see the folds of the clothes are different, as well as the way the undershirts were made, indicating a fresh approach to these characters. On top of that, Goku features a removable Nyoibu staff, which is a fantastic touch. This allows you to properly display his Super Saiyan 3 head without it, as the staff won't fit with his long hair. The Super Saiyan 3 sculpt also comes with an optional support for his hair, but I've chosen to display him without it, and he stands just fine on his own. The paint and shading on this little guy are truly amazing. Both hair sculpts are painted and shaded very similarly to the Dragon Ball Memories Kuji, with bright yellows that have mixtures of darker yellows, whites, and maybe even light bronze towards the front of it to really give it some depth. His gi is also brightly colored with matte painting and expertly applied shading from front to back to make it pop. You can also see they made sure to shade his skin too, adding dimension and realism to the figure. Now let's talk about the size of the figure. Like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, this Goku is small due to being a child. He's about the same height as Super Saiyan 4, maybe an extra ½ inch for the Super Saiyan 2, since his hair sticks up a bit more than the Super Saiyan 3's. Noticeably, he is shorter than the GT Super Saiyan 3 figure that was released in Omnibus Ultimate last December, but keep in mind that the Daima minifigures are supposed to be about the same size of first graders. I'm unsure what GT Goku's age is, but it must be close to the original Dragon Ball Goku's age of about 12 to 14 years old, since Pilaf made that version of the character into a kid. This is all to say that Goku scales perfectly to pair with other Masterlies figures, ensuring a cohesive and impressive display. To wrap up, this Goku figure absolutely blew me away. Super Saiyan 3 has always been my favorite transformation, but to finally get a Super Saiyan 2 Goku figure alongside it is simply awesome. The level of detail, the quality of the sculpt, and the care put into painting and shading make this figure a standout in any collection. I highly recommend picking up 2 of these figures to properly display both heads. They're just that good. Whether you're a diehard Dragon Ball fan or even just a casual collector, this figure is a stunning representation of Goku's iconic transformations and a testament to Bandai's dedication to creating high-quality collectibles. Now let's move on to Prize C, the Masterly's E-Moving Vegeta Mini. Let's start with the significance of seeing Vegeta in his Super Saiyan 3 form in Dragon Ball Daima. This is a rare occurrence, making it a pivotal moment in the series. Super Saiyan 3 is a form that represents immense power and dedication, and obviously it's my favorite, so seeing Vegeta, known for his relentless drive to surpass his limits, in this form is a big deal. This particular figure marks a momentous occasion as it's our first and only Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta within the Masterly's line, and his adult version is scheduled to make an appearance in the upcoming May 2025 Omnibus Cross set. But here's what makes this even more groundbreaking. This is the first time Vegeta has been officially sold as a Super Saiyan 2 figure outside of Majin Vegeta. Not just in the Masterly's line, but across the entire figure collecting community. It's been ages, maybe ever, since I've seen a Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta figure marketed outside of his Majin form. This is truly a significant moment for collectors and fans alike. Now let's delve into the likeness of these figures, starting with the Super Saiyan 2 version. Vegeta's portrayal has always stirred debate within the fan community on these minifigures. The Super Saiyan 2 head sculpt is a masterstroke. The bold eyes and the line work under them perfectly encapsulate Vegeta's fierce intensity. Now, some in my Discord community have mentioned that his hair might be too short, but I beg to differ. I believe it's meticulously crafted, the perfect size and spikiness for Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. However, the Super Saiyan 3 head sculpt is where things get a bit tricky. While it does look better in person than in the photos I've seen, the paint application around his eyes is a bit of a letdown. It's spotty and somewhat sloppy, enough to be distracting. But let's give credit where it's due, the accentuating line around his eyes are a nice touch that helps bolster the struggling likeness. If you find his face to be a complete miss, then I would speculate that it's likely you're not a fan of Vegeta's design in Daima, rather than a fault in the figure's accuracy. His hair, though, does live up to the hype. It's big, commanding, and sculpted differently from Goku's to showcase the unique design between the two forms. Vegeta's hair doesn't have as much texturing as Goku's, but the bigger spikes emphasize the sheer size of his mane. Moving on to his body sculpt, Vegeta's is entirely new and not recycled from the base form Vegeta minifigure. You can clearly see the difference when you look at his legs, which are now spread out in a more dynamic pose, and his arms, which are now in a battle-ready stance instead of being crossed. This required a complete resculpt of his torso, too. Vegeta also comes with the support for his hair, which is a nice touch. I have found that he's a bit more top-heavy than Goku, but I've been able to display mine without the support. That said, I'd recommend placing him and Super Saiyan 3 Goku slightly in front of a larger figure for added stability, just to be safe. When it comes to paint and shading, Vegeta's approach is more subdued compared to Goku's. His hair features a brighter yellow with subtle shading that adds depth and dimension. His skin also has some light shading, and the blues of his jumpsuit are mixed with deep and light blues for a nuanced look. While Vegeta's shading might not be the most groundbreaking in the collecting world, I'm still satisfied with the overall paint job. Even though Vegeta is a minifigure, he stands taller due to his giant hair, adding an extra inch of height. I absolutely love it when big-haired figures like Gohan Beast or Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta get a size boost because of their impressive hair sculpts. Vegeta scales well with other Masterly's figures and is clearly the biggest mini in the line thanks to his enormous hair. While the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta might be the weaker of the two in this set, it's still an essential piece for any serious collector. If you had to choose one to display, I'd recommend going with the Super Saiyan 2 for its more accurate face. But don't let the Super Saiyan 3's faults deter you. It's affordable and a worthy addition to any collection. Plus, it might just be a QC issue on mine, so maybe when I get a second one, the Super Saiyan 3 head will look a bit better. It's an honor to finally have Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in our collections, and despite its imperfections, it's a testament to Vegeta's legacy and the dedication of the creators. Let's dive into the big man himself, Prize D, Giant Goma. First and foremost, let's understand who Goma is and why he's crucial to the Dragon Ball Daima storyline. Goma is known as the Supreme Demon King of the Demon Realm. His presence is pivotal, representing the ultimate adversary that our heroes must overcome. His transformation into his giant form, achieved after wearing the evil third eye, is a critical moment in the series. This transformation not only amplifies his powers, but also his menacing aura, making him a formidable foe. Bandai's decision to include Goma in the Ichiban Kuji line is both surprising and thrilling. This is the first and only Goma figure within this line, and it's not just any Goma figure, it's his giant form. Typically, you'd expect a figure of the main villain in their standard form, but Bandai chose to surprise us with Goma's most intimidating state. Interestingly, this Goma figure isn't branded as a Masterlies despite its exceptional quality and appearance. As a collector, I've come to realize that what matters most isn't the branding, but the figure's scale, quality, and its integration into the Ichiban Kuji line. Let's take a closer look at the craftsmanship that went into this figure. The likeness of Goma is captured with remarkable precision. Every detail, from his three eyes sculpted with finesse to his open, screaming mouth, is meticulously crafted. The matte finish on his face adds a premium, high-quality look, while the bright paint on his third eye and the clown-like features on his face are applied with such precision that they enhance his eerie, otherworldly appearance. The attention to detail in sculpting his head and the use of that matte painting ensures that Goma remains true to his source material. Now let's talk about Goma's sculpt, because it's simply breathtaking. The figure's musculature, especially those prominent back muscles, are incredibly well defined. This level of detail speaks volumes about the effort Bandai put into capturing Goma's imposing physique. His dynamic pose with arms outstretched as if he's reaching out to attack his foes embodies the presence of his quest for domination over the demon realm. While some might draw comparisons to other figures like Jiren, Goma's beefier legs and unique pose make him distinctly his own. He did not skip leg day, and it shows. Some collectors have speculated about Goma being a potential Jiren recycle candidate, but the differences are pretty clear. Goma's legs are way more muscular and his pose is far more dynamic, making him a unique addition to any collection. But maybe my boy John's hobby room can find a way to make a custom Jiren figure with Goma's sculpt. The painting style on Goma is another aspect that sets him apart within this set. It's reminiscent of the Omnibus Ultimate's Super Baby figure, showcasing a masterful blend of matte and glossy finishes. His figure is almost entirely matte except for the reds of his suit, which features a deep, glossy finish. Bandai's attention to detail is evident in the shading of the entire figure, with blacks used to make the reds pop out even more. The shading on his gloves and boots adds further dimension, making the figure a visual delight. The deep blacks and reds used on Goma create a striking contrast that truly is a feast for the eyes. Now let's talk about Goma's massive size. At 11.5 inches tall, he is the second largest figure in this set. While that might sound smaller than expected for a giant figure, remember that he's crouching. If he were standing straight, he'd likely be around 14 to 15 inches tall, making him a truly imposing figure. His hefty construction ensures that he has no hollow parts, giving the figure a satisfying weight and appearance. Goma scales wonderfully within a Daima collection, serving as an easy centerpiece due to his size. He also looks fantastic when paired with other villains in the Master Lee's lineup, adding depth and variety to any display. Goma almost clinched the top spot in this set for me, only narrowly beaten by the Super Saiyan 4 Goku figure. While he may not be my favorite character or villain in the Dragon Ball universe, the release of this figure so soon after the conclusion of the Daima anime is incredibly exciting. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball Daima or simply looking for exceptional Dragon Ball collectibles, the giant Goma figure is an absolute must-have. It's not just a figure, but a celebration of the artistry, passion, and dedication that goes into creating these beloved collectibles. Alright, let's keep this section concise as this is our non-Master Lee's prizes of the set. The Sky Seed captures a charming scene from Dragon Ball Daima where Goku, Kaioshin, and Glorio ride the Sky Seed. This moment is beautifully encapsulated in this figure, making it a unique and delightful choice for fans of the series. The tiny figures of Goku, Glorio, and Kaioshin look absolutely adorable, perched on the piece, adding to its overall charm and appeal. Now let's delve into the quality of the Sky Seed. This isn't a Master Lee's figure, but rather a regular Ichiban Kuji figure. It's similar in approach to the Goku vs. Vegeta figure from the first Daima Kuji, though I find that figure to be more aesthetically pleasing. The Sky Seed does have some nice detailing with the paint, which is a definite plus. However, it's worth noting that the figure feels somewhat hollow. That does give it a cheaper feel compared to the other prizes in this set. Personally, I find the Sky Seed to be charming, and it serves well as an accent piece in my collection. It's not a figure that stands out as a centerpiece or anything, but it adds a nice touch to the overall display. I'm still on the fence about whether to keep it long term, but if you enjoy smaller, cute prizes like this, I'd recommend giving it a try. Also, I'm just going to skip over the rating for this figure. It's a cute little bonus in the Kuji, much like the next few prizes that we'll discuss. Moving on to prize F, we have some delightful extras from Jump Ichiban. They sent me 2 magnets featuring Majin Do and Majin Ku, which were a pleasant surprise. I absolutely love these characters and hope to see proper Master Lee's releases of them very soon. For now, they're adorning my fridge, holding up some fan art and sentimental notes from friends and family, adding a nice little touch of Dragon Ball charm to my daily life. This Kuji also included new A-Collect acrylic stands, stickers, and posters of Dragon Ball Daima. These extras are great for fans who want to immerse themselves further in the world of Daima. If you're interested in picking any of these up, remember to use my discount codes MatchesPeaches10 or MatchesPeaches5 for 10% off or 5% off, respectively, on your Jump Ichiban order. These codes are a great way to save some money while expanding your collection. With all of the extras covered, now we're ready to reveal and discuss our last one prize. To fully appreciate this figure, it's essential to understand Porunga's role in Dragon Ball Daima. Porunga is the eternal dragon of Namek, but in this case, he is the eternal dragon of the Demon Realm, a character with immense power capable of granting wishes that can dramatically alter the course of the narrative. In Daima, his role is pivotal as he is the reason the characters turn back into adults and turn the tide against Goma. He's also the second Porunga figure released by Ichiban Kuji following the one from Omnibus Z, but this version is definitely distinct. Let's dive into the design and likeness of the figure. Porunga's resemblance to his anime counterpart is impeccable. His eyes are a bright yellow, just like the anime, with bolding around them to accentuate the colors, giving him a fierce and commanding presence. The figure includes detailed features such as wrinkles on his snout and warts along his forehead, which add to the realism. His antennae are well made and, thankfully, did not get bent during packaging, which is a common issue with figures like Piccolo. The sharp teeth and his glossy blue tongue are other well-executed elements that make the figure pop. However, there is a noticeable line separating the head from the body, which does slightly detract from the overall look. That line might be due to the sculpting choices made to differentiate this Porunga from the previous one, or possibly to save some money. The sculpt of this Porunga figure has been a hot topic among collectors. Reports from Japan highlighted that the torso is hollow, which is true, while the head, arms, fin, and tail are filled with a different plastic material, likely PVC, and the clouds are slightly filled. The overall feel is somewhat cheaper compared to the Omnibus Z Porunga. Visually, this Porunga looks good with plenty of details, but when you hold it in your hands, the hollow nature and visible seam lines around the neck, the shoulders, and even his back are noticeable. There are also some seam lines at the top of his traps, which aren't super noticeable unless you take a very close look at it, but it's worth noting. While I appreciate Bandai's effort to create a whole new sculpt, in this case, many fans might have preferred just a recycle of the older Porunga with new colors. The Omnibus Z Porunga is one of the greatest Ichiban Kuji figures of all time, so the comparison is inevitable. Moving on to the paint job, the figure has a magenta finish to its main color palette. Initially, I thought this was the wrong color, but upon closer inspection of the illustration designs used in smaller Kuji prizes like the stickers in this set, you can see the same magenta colors used for Porunga. He looked more red in the anime, but I guess both are correct in some way, so I won't dock points there. The reds of Porunga, along with his clouds, have shading applied, which certainly helps in making the figure look more detailed and premium. However, the underbelly is very flat, which makes the hollow shell look even more cheap. I'll also point out that some areas along his arms have sloppy paint application that aren't cleanly applied. The figure also doesn't have matte painting at all, so the whole thing definitely has a plastic sheen to it. While the shading helps a bit, the overall paint finish isn't great, but it's not terrible either. Porunga is a sizable figure, which is expected for a last one prize like him. He's definitely something you could use as a centerpiece for a Daima display. He pairs really well with figures like the Shenron from the first Daima Kuji, and is a great choice for those wanting a Porunga in their collection if they missed out on the first one. However, his size might be a challenge for those with limited shelf space. I'm currently waiting for a new display to come in because this big boy does not fit on my shelves at the moment. In conclusion, my feelings about this Porunga figure are mixed. Initially, I was really excited about it, but as I began to sit and think about the areas where it needed improvement, the more disappointed I became. When compared to the original Porunga sculpted by Irakua, it's definitely a downgrade in every way. However, I will say it's still better than the Shenron that we got in the last Daima Kuji. It's not a horrible figure by any means, but I wouldn't pay above MSRP for it. Maybe I'm coping, but I think Bandai could try again and just recycle the last Porunga with these colors for maybe a second chance at the character. Overall, it's a good addition to any Dragon Ball collection, but it falls short of the high standards set by previous figures. So those are my thoughts on Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball Daima Part 2, and I gotta say it's a big improvement over the first Daima set. That's definitely something that we can all see. Both Gokus are incredible. I like Vegeta for the most part. I would say he's a good figure. Super Saiyan 3, I'm hoping that the second one that I get in the mail looks a little better. Goma is incredible. The Sky Seed is fine, and the small prizes are cute. Porunga is definitely a letdown, but he's not the worst thing I've ever owned in my collection. So overall, I think this is a good set, maybe an A or a B tier set. I'll think about that as we formulate more tier lists in the future. But if you made it this far in the video and you enjoyed it, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you can see more reviews like this and reveals for upcoming Ichiban Kuji figures. And if you want to join our community full of awesome collectors and enthusiasts that are just like you, join the Discord. There's a link in the description below. It's free to enter, so no worries about paying for membership there. And if you want to help support the channel even further beyond than just watching, liking, and sharing the video, then you can become a YouTube member. Your name will get featured here in the credits. We have different tiers depending on how much you'd like to give, or if you don't want a regular monthly payment or something like that, you can do just a super thanks right here in the video. It's right here, right above the description, I think, unless YouTube moves it. But I think that's all I got for you guys today. So until the next video, I will see you all later.